Hello, is this Nikki?
Yes.
This is Brian Tarian from the Disability Digest.
Yes.
So here's what I'd like to ask you. First of all, this is, in my opinion, why you were able to get one of the things that was helpful in getting you approved is that you gave us an extensive amount of medical information. And
I really did.
what's that?
I really did. The Social Security guy was like, you did send in a lot of paperwork.
Yeah. So we went through it all, and we created what we call a case theory, which explains that you're a 33-year-old individual that alleges disability from June 6 of 2014 for restrictions from anxiety, bipolar disorder, migraine headaches, etc. Headaches cause severe pain and associated include blurred vision, dizziness, ear pain, eye pain. We went on to explain that, and then we explained that it's our contention that your restriction would be so limited to meet even the basic definition of work in the U.S. economy, and Social Security refers to that by a regulation called CFR 4041567. So that's some of the snippets that we did. And so when that goes into Social Security, it makes it easy for the examiner to say, oh, well, all right, here's all the conditions, here's the limitations, here's the regulations that it meets. Now, it doesn't always work, but, you know, that's the difference that I feel that it takes, because for you, as a young person, that certainly qualifies. You've got a family, you're not able to work, you know, it's important. So here's what I wanted to ask of you is there's a lot of people in our audience out there that don't believe, one, that you can get approved for disability for conditions that, if you will, are not visible. Like, you know, if somebody has a physical limitation, you can usually see that, but the majority of yours are not that way. All right. So
Yeah,
that's
I noticed that a lot with people online. They were always saying, well, you can't get approved because it's not physical. And it's like, yeah, actually you can.
Mm-hmm. Right.
If someone wants to take something away from it, I am the type of person that I document everything. I always get my medical records every time I go, and that will be the first thing I would tell people. The second thing, listen to what you were saying, because that video did it. That video nailed it.
When you say the video, Nikki, was that for the daily function report?
Yes, and I use that also to prepare for my interview.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And so the video, the interview with Attorney Osterhout, that basically it's the answers to the test. So you found that helpful?
Yes.
Okay.
And do everything on time. Don't waste time about it, because the only person you're really hurting in the long run is you.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's amazing how many people come through here, start the process, and they don't pay attention to the deadlines. So, you know, they don't check their mail. Yeah, it's a great point. Yeah. So,
Because you're giving everybody the keys to do it. And like you had told me, well, you're going to have to do some of the work too,
mm-hmm.
which I think that's what it thinks is, well, the attorney is going to do every single thing. Well, the attorney can only do what you give them.
Exactly. You know, like you had referenced, I think where there's a lot of confusion, Nikki, is when people get the daily living, the Social Security SSA 3373 report, where you've got to fill it out that you're referencing, and they expect that to be done by somebody else. But, I mean, I don't know your situation, right? I mean, I know you, but I don't know what you can do on a daily basis, what you can do, what you can't do. So you're right. Yeah. Yeah. Question for you. When you say that you would get your medical records after every doctor's visit, would you how would you do that? Would you just request them right at the
Before I would even leave, I would say, okay, can I get a copy of my records that are up to date?
Okay.
That way, I always had them current, so that I didn't have to worry about, okay, well, I gotta make sure I get this later, because then you tend to forget, and when you forget, you kind of put yourself in a bad position that way.
And when you obtained your medical records, did you review them and look for anything? Did you notice any discrepancies that you called the doctors out on, anything like that?
Yes. And those doctors won't change the records, they will amend the records.
Okay.
To reflect what the current thing that needs to be updated on it.
Okay. Is there something that you could share with our audience to look for that may be that's a common occurrence in the medical records that you found that was a discrepancy?
It takes a lot of time and effort to research it. Don't just go by what your doctor says.
Okay.
If something isn't right, and the doctor's like, oh yeah, it's on your record, and you see that, well, this isn't correct, this is not how it was, kind of thing, keep hounding them. Because in the long run, they don't let them screw you up because they don't want to change something.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. That's great advice. Yeah.
I actually used to work for a disability law firm briefly, and I took a lot of that and what you were bringing, and I couldn't have done it without that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, not to get off on my rant, but I've been doing this work since 2006, and I work with a lot of disability attorney and non-attorney representatives throughout the United States, and I don't know of those, even the ones that we work with for individuals that we send for help, that that invest the time to do this level of work before there's a hearing. So it's unfortunate, but I don't get it. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, I'm glad it worked out. So, and listen, I thank you for your contribution. I mean, these tips for our members and your willingness to share it with them, Nikki, is fantastic.
You really helped us a lot.
Oh, that's fantastic. Awesome. Okay. Well, keep in touch. I'll wait to hear from you if there's anything we can do further. And thanks for placing your trust in us, Nikki, to help you get your benefits awarded.